rival. I think Matteo Guendouzi was freshly signed from Lazio and he also scored in that game, his first match actually for Fenerbahce. But and all the same, I think it's a good time for the Champions League campaigners. Tuesday, Wednesdays for the Europa League and the Conference Leagues. It's a Thursday in 10 days. Manchester United will be playing 16 games in 5 months. That's a lot. Arsenal had played 4 away games in 4 different competitions in the last 10 days. They won away at Portsmouth in the FA Cup. They
include the game against Liverpool. You have to
work. So they played the last 4 away games. The first English top flight side to play 4 away games in 4 different competitions in the space of 10 days, and they have 3 wins and a draw in those 4 matches. Away win at Chelsea, away win at Inter Milan, away win at Portsmouth, away draw at Forest, and that's 4 games in 10 days. But Manchester United win this
the conversation to that place
into the hearts of the Man U fans, and so you have to find a way to spread it. In fact, from end of January to first week of March, Man U will play only 4 matches because they will not participate in the FA Cup. They will also not participate in the Carling Cup. They will not participate in the Champions League, Europa League, or Conference League. They are just in the world of their own. Don't mind me. I'm just in a mood for banter this evening.
Breaking news coming out from the quarters of Manchester United. Casemiro is going to be leaving the club at the end of the season. The club, as well as the player, has now confirmed that
it's just his body that is left in Man U since his soul had departed. So, never make you remember.
they said they brought in Casemiro that just came in to take retirement benefit.
No, it's not my thing. We see big players always do that. I remember when Ange Maseskaala signed Samuel Eto'o, and they were paying him over 300,000 euros every week. So
crazy.
There are players that would always go in there to collect their pension. A lot of them are doing the same now in Saudi Arabia.
So now Manchester United has now become the club's
pensioners club. Pensioners club.
Wow.
Some of these players are doing the same thing in Saudi Arabia at the moment. But Casemiro is lucky that he's collecting 5 Champions Leagues as a person. When you alone have won more Champions League than the club you are playing for, so definitely you are coming for a retirement benefit, and he chopped well. He was well fed. I think he's still one of the highest paid players every month. They don't talk about poor people, they help rich people calculate the money. And there were moments where he was always there, pulled the team up. He provided leadership despite not being the captain of the side.
Yeah.
And so I figured he should have left at the start of the season, right?
Exactly.
So maybe they just felt like, there's a new manager that is trying to settle in. Let us also keep the senior players that can help the team to stay grounded and also see Casemiro is not ready to even go to Saudi Arabia yet.
Well, by virtue of Manchester United just having 16 games to play in the English Premier League this season, predictions are coming.
How do you play 16 for the league title?
To finish in the top 4, you can go and put your money away
for the league title.
Yes, it's possible. They are not 15 points. They are 15 points behind Arsenal.
If Man U wins, even if they win all their games,
no, they don't. No, they don't stay 15. No, even if they win all their games, they have a chance.
We have 16 match days left right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
One is going to be at the Emirates this weekend.
And exactly.
And
don't forget that Michael Carrick's previous spell in charge of Manchester United, his first game was against to be played, right? 16 times 3 is 48. So if Manchester United can win all their games, 48 points,
what they have,
they have a chance of winning Premier League this season.
The only way that can happen, there's only one game in the Premier League this weekend, win the league this season. But I think there's always Michael Carrick embodied everything.
Former player,
12 years,
former captain,
464 games with them as a player, won everything, came back, managed in caretaker capacity, didn't lose a game till he left the club. And in that not losing a game, he defeated Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. As at the time he was there for the very first time. His game against Manchester City. And see, people would always sell agenda. The same people that celebrated Manchester United, but I think Manchester United got one mission this season: get into the top 4.
The top 4, exactly.
As better.
At all, yeah.
Their first game in the FA Cup,
they also got knocked out by Brighton.
So they've had the opportunity of lost at Old Trafford with a man advantage, where those games were on Monday, and they didn't win those games.
Well, good news for Manchester United fans as well. At the what's it called now? The next The game against Arsenal is going to be on a Sunday. The game against Fulham is going to be on a Sunday. The game against Tottenham is going to be on 15 days to rest.
No. 10 days.
Is it 10
Saturday,
days?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
So
How you playing every 2 weeks?
He's gonna exactly. So he's gonna give that feeling of, oh, we are playing European League football right back in the, of course, probably at the dot.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Are you ready for the development we've all been asking for? The wait is over. The Global Clusters present the 37 Million Youth Digital Literacy Empowerment Initiative, part of the 1 Billion Youth Digital Literacy Empowerment Initiative. This initiative is designed to empower you with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in today's digital world. Here is how to join. Download the Spark Hub app on Google Play Store for Android users or visit www.thesparkhubs.org on Safari for iPhone users. Sign up and don't forget to leave a good rating. Explore our courses including how to become a digital entrepreneur and our future. Also remember to share this opportunity with loved ones, family and friends. For more inquiries, call 0706 628 1841 or 0802 643 9239. The developments we are all craving for is here. Join the movement today.
Happy New Year from Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
1xBet stands with the fans. AFCON returns with passion, pride and unforgettable moments. Football is more than a game. It's who we are. Play on 1xBet or in the app. Use promo code NGAF1 to get your bonus. The game won't start without the official partner, 1xBet. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Are you looking for admission into a top institution for the 2025-2026 academic year? Good news for you!
The Broadcast Art Institute ND Ikorodu, Lagos is offering you the opportunity to study for the National Diploma in Mass Communication and Multimedia Technology. If you scored 100 and above in your UTME and have 5 relevant O-level credits, you're qualified.
Hurry to the JAM portal and change your institution to Broadcast Art Institute ND Ikorodu, Lagos and secure your admission.
BAI is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE). Hostel facilities available on request.
For further details, visit our office, Treasure Island Estate, opposite NMPC Fueling Station, Bayeko Road, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or visit our website at www.bai.edu.ng or call 0806 149 9992 or 0807 446 5676.
The Broadcast Art Institute.
This festive season, feel the pink with So Clean Pink Powder Detergent. 2 times perfume. Soft on clothes. Here's to freshness that stays with you, even after the celebration ends.
Happy New Year, we rise again. New goals, new strength beginning. Forward always, side by side. Polaris bound before your ride.
Happy New Year from Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
1xBet stands with the fans. AFCON returns with passion, pride and unforgettable moments. Football is more than a game. It's who we are. Official partner, 1xBet. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Cruise only on Milan 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, from analysis and pure football fire.
On your marks, get set, go! Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
No long talk. This is where sports meets swagger. No boring breakdowns, just pure energy, passion, and premium banter with your favorite crew on deck every week. Sport Cruise, where sports meets vibe.
That is a princely strike from John Duran. Open now.
Sport Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch, and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
For your life, they could come as lovers as them disguise. But as time goes by, now your body be the prize. It's like sex, where you carry not die. That's why sometimes I know the surprise. Them will say them love you, but that not lie. Chop and clean mouth, tell you I bite. Myself, I know tell you say na me holy pass. Some people they talk say I they use jazz. Them say I push, some say I ras. Them say I be nobody, I no get class. Well, I've been bad and I know it, and I'm sorry, wanna show it, but no one will give me a chance to prove myself. Despite what you've had of me, still when I had to be with me, you have chosen to be there for me. To you I make this vow, I say, take my heart, take my love, take my body, come build my home. Stay with me, dear me, cause you love me, I will be your scapegoat.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Slavia Prague were scapegoats to Barcelona yesterday. Just as Barcelona defeated them away from home 4-2. Yes, of course, match day 7 of the for Champions League also ended yesterday with a couple of games. Let's just go through them very, very quickly. Welcome back to Shady Still Sports Cruise from 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos. Galatasaray played a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid right there at the Rams Park. We also had Karabakh FK defeating Eintracht Frankfurt 3-2. Atlanta has also suffered a 3-2 defeat right there in the city of Bergamo to Athletic Club Bilbao 3-2 as Bayern Munich defeated Union Saint-Gilloise 2-0 at Allianz Stadium to also all but confirm their top 2 finish when it comes to for Champions League league standings. And then Chelsea up against Pafos ended 1-0 in favor of Chelsea, with Moises Caicedo getting the goal to all but guarantee Alam Rossinior's first victory. Still also got chumped by Liverpool right there at the Velodrome Stadium in France 3-0. And Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ was also on the score sheet for Newcastle, just as Newcastle defeated PSV Eindhoven 3-0. And then Barcelona away from home also saw off Slavia Prague with Pedri also confirmed as set to be missed all of the games yesterday. We had interesting games. First off, Galatasaray unfortunately to Guglielmo Simeone's effort in the 7th minute. In the 4th minute, I beg your pardon. And then Galatasaray back into the game as well. But I mean, that is exactly not even our talking point, or should I say focus for tonight. Let's just quickly talk about Chelsea, and then we'll talk about Barcelona as well. Victory. Following game was against Arsenal, where they lost 3-2. In the stepping up, the penalty spot to convert the penalty to guarantee their victory. And yesterday against Pafos FC as well, it was a 1-0 victory, for Chelsea. What do you make of Alam Rossinior's start to life at Stamford Bridge? And do you think it can continue with this run so far for him?
Yes, although with Chelsea the conversation is different. I think Chelsea has over the years been able to evolve around a system that is quite unusual. They won the Champions League, the very first Champions League they won in their history. With the caretaker manager. There was a certain Andres Villas-Boas that was brought in from Porto. I mean, it was supposed to be the heir apparent to Jose Mourinho's reign at Chelsea. Then he came He literally just divided the team by himself, trying to make everyone equal, telling the senior players to sit on the other side where the younger players used to sit during preseason. And at that point, I watched an interview, I think last year, of John Terry, where it said that the senior players just knew that this one was not going to be a system that would work. Quite dramatic, maybe charismatic, you want to call him. It looks like our own
Fidelis?
It's more Fidelis than Ogunmodede.
Okay.
So he has his own stool that he sits on, and the touchline when it was at Chelsea, talking about Andres Villas-Boas. About the expect to win the Champions League, defeating Bayern
Barcelona
in
the final.
In the final. So you also look at it again. The same thing was with Messi.
No, Messi was not part of the side. It was
with
Mbappe,
Neymar,
exactly.
Sadio.
But I remember the side, but I'll confirm definitely.
And then it couldn't win it with PSG. PSG obviously were putting on some feeling that he was going to struggle in England. He didn't struggle. The same team that thought that Lampard said was not ready to compete was the same team that won the second Champions League with Chelsea. So. And they look at their system. In the last maybe 15 seasons, Chelsea has been the most successful. Now, Europa League, they won the UEFA Conference League. So Chelsea, they've also won the Club World Cup, the inaugural edition. So they'll be called the world champions for the next 4 years, just like the 50. They brought back Mourinho, Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, they were Conte. Literally every single manager in the world had managed at Chelsea. And maybe replica of what you get to see at Madrid. The trophy does not exactly guarantee your position at Chelsea. Maresca, as a new manager, just 7 games, just because he didn't get a good result in 7 matches. Exactly. A lot of people feel like he talked himself into the sack. But again, you look at it, the likes of Nicolas Jackson, Cole Palmer, he did not even submit cement or granite for him.
He was sacked.
They sacked him almost.
I know from the former owner down to a third bully. But I mean, let's just talk about Lamrosino very quickly. And it was eventually sacked. But let's talk about what's his name, Lamrosino at this point in time. Quite difficult. Up next for him is going to be a game against Napoli. We're also on the verge of not qualifying for the not to be able to qualify via the playoff. And Chelsea as well are currently 8th. Be a blessing in disguise.
Any extra game. And then that would hurt you. The last thing you want to have now is to have to, because you don't even who they will pair you with when it comes to the knockout stage, just on the lighter mode. You don't know who they will square you up with. So imagine having a game against Manchester United on Sunday. English teams are 8. There are 8 English teams in the top 8. Go and check it. If Chelsea wins against Arsenal, already through to the next stage. Newcastle as well. Newcastle also, they are very much in the top 8 as well. So 6 teams from England could make the top 8 automatic finish in the Champions League. That means English teams can meet each other in the round of 16. That's going to make and Barcelona and Real Madrid as well. But all the same, I think for Liam Rossini, I think the game against Napoli can be very tricky, right?
If they win,
they want to fancy their chance against. Just didn't play good football
against Paphos.
They struggled out to change the goalkeeper.
Exactly.
It was a game I was wondering that how much more could Paphos hold on to. And well, again, like we always say, you don't always have to win smooth. There are times you just get the job done, and that's exactly what Chelsea did yesterday.
Professional win.
For Rosinho, I think he's going to settle in. Unfortunately, the games are coming in fast, and he's struggling to even settle down at all. But then when you get wins against teams that you're not exactly supposed to struggle against, I don't think it's a solid test yet for his time. The only big game in a fortnight, and I'm very sure that Arsenal will get the job done at the Emirates Stadium. So, but let's see how it goes. For Rosinho, I'm sure the expectations is different. Big Chelsea fan. I'm actually not even a Chelsea fan. I'm just a banter of that club. But Chelsea has a different energy when it comes to cup competitions
than the league.
maybe in the league, you look at them and say,
and then they're struggling.
But when they know that we are playing 7 matches, or maybe we are joining the 4th round of the FA Cup, or we are playing the Cup, there's that feeling that comes with Chelsea.
Yeah.
There's that urgency, there's that coordination, there are those elements or movement of Dan Maresca. That's a fact. Put it down. Rosino will not give Chelsea a better result. A better result will probably be there, maybe winning the Premier League or competing for the Champions. The Chelsea can't win the Premier League.
At least this season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
they won.
It's first season at Chelsea, despite the fact that they finished at blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, they went all the way to win the Club World Cup. Still in the Conference League.
Yeah.
It's just like...
You're playing against the likes of No IFC.
Exactly. So
exactly.
They won. And then they went to the Champions League at the Club World Cup. They will beat them. Next game, they had a lucky draw.
LAFC.
Blah, blah, blah. PSG. So I think for Chelsea, they're just a different kind of club when it comes to the cup competitions. Maybe because you can gauge the number of games you would play in quick succession, unlike the league. You know, if you play
it's a marathon or a sprint.
Exactly. In the cup games, it's a sprint. It's a one-off.
Yeah.
You can be lucky with the side of the draw. You can be lucky with some moment of brilliance. You can lucky with some the other team not turning up on that big day. Just like it happened between Chelsea and PSG.
And PSG on that night. Back to back. Exactly.
And then Chelsea just made a puppet of everything PSG had built in the last 18 months by trashing them. So for Rosinho, I'm taking Chelsea to the top 4. Guaranteed.
Okay, now the Champions League now. Are they competitors for the Champions League?
Chelsea are always contenders this season. They've lost to Bayern, right?
Yeah.
They've drawn a couple of games that you'd expect them to win. Well, they had their best game the entire season against Barcelona.
4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses.
In the Champions League. But they are contenders. Because Chelsea would always be contender in any cup, in any knockout games that they are playing.
Exactly.
See, Chelsea that have struggled now in the Champions League now, they could get to the knockout stage now, and Chelsea will just continue to win everybody home and away, because by the knockout stage, it gets back to the old format. There's home advantage.
Exactly.
There's a way. And that's the advantage. They will have the home advantage in the second leg. All their games from the round of 16 to the quarterfinal to the semi-final, they will play all of their second legs at the Emirates Stadium because of the fact that they finished top.
Exactly.
The top two teams have that advantage. So I think for Chelsea, in the Champions League, they are contenders, but they are not favorite. Arsenal, PSG, in Ukraine, or which one? Can we get serious, my friend?
Let's talk about Barca as well. Let's talk about Barca. Barca defeated Slavia Prague from home 4-2. Currently, it's also been confirmed that I think their most important player, by the way, is Pedri. Is going to be missing, at least 1 month, on the sideline due to the injury sustained yesterday. But currently, as well in the Spanish La Liga, they're just 1 point adrift of Real Madrid. And the last time Barcelona was all the way down to Budapest, where the final will be taking place next year.
Barcelona. I don't know what their plans are this season, but I don't know if they really want to put in those energy in the Champions League. So, I think when the top 8...
Either number 1 or number 2, because Bayern can still...
They are playing Kyra Almaty at the Emirates Stadium. Are you joking?
Yeah, but it's going to be a dead rubber game. And Mikel Arteta can choose to...
Arsenal does not have a dead rubber team right now. Arsenal's second team will make a mess of Kyra. Do you know how imposing that stadium is? Are you joking right now? Those guys are going to get consumed in that stadium. No disrespect to what they've done in the Champions League this season. But I remember when they themselves, and Arsenal would be kind enough just to reduce the number of goals they will score. But Kyrat is not getting the point at the Emirates Stadium. Let's leave that. So Arsenal is guaranteed a top place finish in the Champions. They've qualified for the next stage already, certainly. Yeah. But they are, get up in that space. We'll see whether they are in here. Exactly 2-1. But they've also lost a couple of games this season as well. But there's always going to be that Real Madrid.
They got to play playoffs, exactly.
They will go and play playoffs. If Chelsea loses their next game, Chelsea will go and play playoffs.
That's the next Chelsea will be against Napoli.
And playoffs is not guaranteed. It's not given at all.
Extra games.
Extra game, extra response. And the time the playoff can come, you can have back-to-back serious games. And that's a big problem. I think Chelsea will probably just, want to sacrifice the Carabao Cup.
I know that's going to be a big game.
See, I really feel for Pep. He's been unlucky with injuries this season. But if the banter side is one, their last game was Tᴡɪᴛᴛᴇ's first start for Tottenham this season.
In fact, his first Champions League
His
goal
first Champions League
for
goal.
Tottenham for the season.
Very
important.
There's no need to rest because their
Very
last
important.
two results,
Yeah,
they lost the Manchester, the community where Bodo is in Norway.
He cannot.
There will still be space left at the Etihad Stadium.
Yeah.
I think the top 8 will determine where I would place Barcelona in this conversation. Right? Arsenal are declared favorite for the Champions League this season.
According to local panels, they say Percy with the Go Cup police, no be they were blazing all through during the league phase, and then in the round of 16 they got knocked out by PSG. That came all the way from the playoff.
This Arsenal team are a better Liverpool team. They are better than Liverpool's Champions League team last season. Fact. This Arsenal, listen, Arsenal have scored 20 goals in the Champions League this season, and they considered only 2.
Yes.
One against Bayern and one against Inter.
There's still one game left.
2 against Kaya
Mati.
Why are you calling it like Kaya Mata?
Well, let's talk about the Australian Open as well. But before we do that, of course, I can join the conversation around 36,000 We saw a couple of calls that we couldn't pick up right there because we're analyzing them, analyzing the games for yesterday, UEFA Champions League. And if your club is not playing the UEFA Champions League, talking about the likes of Manchester United, do you see your club also making top 4 right now? Manchester United are just 15 points behind Arsenal. Do you see them? Maybe if you say Manchester United will compete for the title, I think it's an over. That's around 36,000 for 3. So let's talk about some tennis stories right now. Yes, talking about the Australian Open, still going strong. I had a couple of games in the areas of today. Jessica Pegula got a victory over McCartney Kessler. We also had Djokovic, world number 4, also seeing Francesco Mestrelli in 3 sets. Yannick Sinner, world number 2, defeated James Duckhorn, the homeboy, in 3 sets as well. And Elena Rybakina defeated Varvara Gracheva. 16th seed also saw off Sorana sister. That is also let's just quickly take a look at the games also be played. That's of Alcaraz in action as well. Up against Corentin Moutet. So that means both them tomorrow morning. Francis Stafford is also going to be taking on homeboy Alex de Minaur by 9 a.m. tomorrow. We also have Mira Andreeva, the young lady, also doing a lot of good stuff for herself, up against Gabriela Rossi by 11 a.m. Coco Golf as well, talking about award number 3 is also going to be in action as well. That's going to be later tomorrow up against Ailey Baptiste. It's going to be a game between 2 USA internationals. Let's get to pick some calls in on 36,000 forces and on 6,000 ones. Before we now preview the games that will be decided later today in the second tier of European football. All right, we have our first caller.
I want to say something. You know that maybe to compete for all the trophy and the Coco, even though I'm not there for any competition.
Well, like, so the moment you say I want to talk something, I don't say this is where you want to put you in trouble.
Now, bad belly. Me and you know say Arsenal they not go win places.
No be me and you. Now only you know what you know.
Arsenal go win either in Premier League or Champions League.
I do with you. Chelsea and Man City, 2 of them they will play playoff. They were never going to make the top 8. And on Sunday, I will teach Arsenal to Johnny Messi. We will win on the first Arsenal.
Who won't win that before Arsenal, Uche?
Man United.
Man United will win the Premier League
with 16 games left to the season.
Wait. Uche, wait.
No, wala.
A Man U fan wants to give the league to Man City.
Over Arsenal.
Unbelievable. Amazing.
I will prefer Man City to win the Premier League.
WhatsApp message to us via WhatsApp 036.
A good one for Arsenal. Good one for them. I think they are sitting comfortable in the Premier League table and the Premier League. How is he sure that Man City is going to do it? Now they are 7 points clear. Arsenal are 7 points clear ahead of Man City. How are they sure that Man City are going to come close to Arsenal this season? This season is the season of Arsenal. The best.
Okay, thank you so much. Obviously, by next week, it's going to be Galatasaray up against Manchester City right there at the Etihad Stadium. Let's get to pick some more calls. Go.
For Premier League, yes, I know. Nobody can drive that narrative. Even that Man City that somebody talking about. I mean, you fan, they are ahead. My Bible don't reach that level, but I know, forget. Yes, they are playing beautiful football now, yes. It will come to West, men will say, after Gujapa.
Yeah. Arsenal made semi-final last season, no?
No, they win up. Yeah, so the same thing will happen again this season. Then
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let's also get to pick more calls in on 36,041 studio. Please, can you tell us the next 3 games for Chelsea? Okay, we'll try as much as possible to confirm that for you. But I think Chelsea will be up against Crystal Palace. Calls 036,041. Yeah, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Tommy.
Good evening and welcome to the show. What's the name?
Good evening, Honorable Inka.
You're welcome to the show.
Tommy, this is your new love. It's not to happen, no. I beg you, you see, stay with your Liverpool, be a man.
We are together.
For We are not together. We are
yeah, the caller or the listener that just see was the and then was 03 6,041 You have another caller on the line. Good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening. So I want to talk about Arsenal and Manchester United because I'm a Liverpool fan. I give kudos to them because nobody believes they can even win Marseille yesterday, and it was a competitive.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Alf Douglas, please, I beg your pardon, has now also penned a new 2.5-year deal with WSL side Leicester City at the second tier of European football. Early kickoff clashes we've also seen start right now. Bologna up against Celtic currently in the 7 minutes of action. Celtic have taken the lead in that one. We also have Brann up against FC currently leading the game against Sturm Graz. Freiburg up against Maccabi Tel Aviv currently in the 12 minutes of action, goalless as it stands. Mamum FF up against FK Crvena Zvezda is currently goalless right now. PAOK FC is also up against Real Betis. The game started a couple of minutes ago. We also have Vitória Pleasant up against FC Porto, and then FC Porto are currently trailing that game to Vitória Pleasant away from Celta Vigo up against Lille. Dynamo Zagreb up against FCSB. Basel will travel away to play against FC Salzburg in Austria. We also have Genk up against FC Utrecht. Ferencváros up against Panathinaikos later tonight by 9 p.m. We also have Premier League side Nottingham Forest. And before we leave as well, some form of update for F1 lovers. Earlier on today, Mercedes also released their new WV16 car. The Mercedes also were on the constructors title was back in 2021 where they won 8 successive constructors titles from 2014 down to 2021 following the introduction of hybrid engines. However, the Silver Arrows, that's the Mercedes failed to challenge for the titles from the year 2022 down to 2025. Just as they struggle to comprehend the aerodynamic challenges of the ground effected. I'll be very quickly in 1 minute. It's going to be very, very difficult for Mercedes as well. And then the drivers' champions, that's McLaren and Lando Norris, who definitely not want to see their title this season. But how much of a difficult task do you think Mercedes, as well as the door of Kimi Antonelli and what's his name now, George Russell, have in their hands for this season?
It's a big one, and they've got a tough call to make this season, especially with the new engines. So it's a big one. Well, for Casemiro, 146 games, 30 goals contribution on a salary of £375,000 per week. Now, true pension you can collect.
All right, guys, that's the size of the package. See you guys tomorrow for Yoruba edition of Sport Cruise 98.3 FM, the Sound of Lagos. Up next is Way Back Waves with Rio Oja Opia. Ciao.